You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Now it's your time in the Spotlight. You're tuned to HTLA Radio 1's newest hit, The Spotlight, where we shine the light on the special, the senseless, and the spectacular. Around the globe or across the street, we'll let you know our take on the world's happenings each week with one special spotlight at the end of every show. You don't want to miss that, so keep it to the one you're listening to right now, tonight, only on HTLA Radio 1 New York.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. We are looking forward to a super spectacular and special Spotlight show for you tonight. Oh, from far and wide and near and thin, sometimes very thin. We're going to fill your hearts and minds with the very best in contributions bequeathed by the global populace. Yes, he loves that word, bequeathed.
Oh, how true that is. Yes,
that's right.
There's never a shortage of sordid stories from around the world each week, and we're not just talking about gossipy stories or crime of the decade stories, but stories that matter and actually make a point.
As is our mandate here on HTLA Radio 1, to make a point.
That's right. Welcome to Point No Point. Right.
Or what's the point?
Or what's the point?
That's right.
Well, we've got 4 segments for you tonight in this 90 minutes. Maybe you'll come away with a few thoughts on old issues, or you'll just enjoy hearing us talk. That's what I think. Whatever your reason for being with us tonight, we thank you, and we'll do our best to justify the time you're giving us.
Yes, we will. So, how about some station business there, boss? You're going to have to do it from memory, I think.
Well, there is no memory when it hasn't been done yet. It's a premiere. So this episode of Spotlight is, of course, brought to you by Playboy Magazine. Yes, the magazine that really hits you where you live. No.
Okay, then. Gosh. Could have been worse. You could have said Hustler or something.
Yeah, no.
Right. Do you remember Wee Magazine? OUI?
OUI, yeah.
I found that in the upper shelf of my father's closet in his den. It was the first porn I ever saw.
He's a man with taste. That's or at least he likes to taste his porn.
And I didn't know how to speak French at the time because I was only like 7.
So you're like, what's this OUI thing,
I said,
man?
What's ooey? What the heck is ooey?
Ooey.
Ooey.
It's ooey gooey good.
And I said ooey for the longest time, and nobody knew what it meant but me. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Well, tonight is brought to you by, hell, I don't know, let's just say HTLA, because we have no sponsors for this show yet.
It's our premiere, and we haven't laid down the commercial tracks yet and the promo sponsor stuff yet. So
no. Yeah,
we're just testing out. This is our premiere test episode. It's like a test market show.
Yes, to see if we actually have a show.
Like a focus group kind of thing, right? If it's a viable show.
Yeah, so we got to get 40,000 listeners before the show's over in order to keep it going.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
So
can we do it?
That's what it's brought to you by. Yeah, we should do a telethon show.
Wouldn't we be so fun on that?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Call in and make a pledge.
That's it. Oh.
I'll give you 10 listeners. Yeah.
Yes, pledge to get some new guests on Coffee and Cigarettes.
Oh, don't even go there.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Let's equate the level of work I put into my shows versus the level of work you put into your shows, and really,
you said it.
Okay, we'll go with that. Sure.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and tweet about the stories or shows, or even suggest some we might have missed, because there's stories out there we can't get to every day.
Which is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and not paying attention to the
right
Delio thingy there.
That's fine. I can handle it if you'd like to.
That's the official word, the Delio thingy.
I thought it was bequeathed. That's the official word of the day.
That's the official word for the show. But the official word for Twitter is at HTLA SpotLight. There you go.
I see. Okay, good.
Right?
That's right.
See? So you get people actually following the show.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you can bequeath more
I left that out of the script.
goodness.
Okay. I was wondering why you were changing up my script. Okay.
Well, you didn't leave it out. You just didn't have it in there. You didn't know. So.
I didn't leave it out. I just didn't have it in there.
There you go. So,
okay,
and of course, to follow the station, it's at HTLA Radio and the number 1.
Right, just like us. Yes, it
For Mr. Me, that would be me, you can follow me at Crash Talkin', and for Kate, you can follow at Kate Taylor HTLA.
That's right. Remember, that's my new Twitter because Twitter said I wasn't me, and so I can no longer access that Fierce Kitty Kate. But
yeah, you're not you, so shut up.
Right. There you go.
Okay, so let's begin our segment 1.
Well, wait, as always.
Oh?
Yes, as always. Yes,
Really?
see, you're doing the dealio again.
What?
You're always going to want to head over to our home at HTLARadio1.com, and that's the number 1, just like us. And because I hadn't scripted it and we haven't recorded the officials yet,
Right.
I am obligé to say that the opinions expressed here are not those. They're those of ourselves only.
And we,
and not shared by HTLA Radio 1 New York or our sponsors or...
Yeah, see, I wasn't agreeing. I was just talking about the Gash magazine.
Right. Exactly.
I always wanted to open a nightclub in New York and call it the Gash Station.
Oh, wow. See, you shouldn't have said it. Somebody's going to do it now.
Well,
that's just the way it goes.
Go ahead.
Right?
I'll just take 10%. That's fine.
OMG.
Anyhow,
well, we heard it here first, so it's on the air. It's forever posthumously for
that's right,
posterity
too.
There.
Yeah, we'll just play it down at the Library of Congress there, and we'll be covered.
There you go.
So tonight, our opening segment, of course, as the show is broken up into actual differing segments, is the special.
Right. Tonight's first segment is the special. And we're going to bring you stories that we find special, whether good or bad. It could be, heartwarming special or helmet special. We're just not sure yet. So I think both of these might be, I don't think I have any heartwarming special but the one. And I've saved that for the spectacular.
Oh.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
That's a good thing to let me know now.
Well, there you go. Well, our first story tonight in the special, though, however, is about the Secret Service crash. You know, the Secret Service agents that went to a party for a retiring Secret Service agent.
Oh, right.
And they crashed on the way back to the White House, back to work.
Oh, that's a kind of special. Yeah, were they drinking, I guess. So.
Yes, that's helmet special, like Uber. Uber helmet special. You're Secret Service people. You're not smarter than that, right?
Well, you know, I always thought that they were just the most elite, most crack unit of commandos out there you could find.
You would think.
Protecting the most powerful man in the world, apparently. But no, these idiots get sidetracked with cell phones and cute girls walking by the White House or something. I don't know what the hell it is. You can pretty much do anything, like go completely armed and walk into the West Wing.
They've been doing things closer and closer to the door. Mm-hmm. They drove a government car into a security barrier.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So after a night of partying and drinking.
Well, here's a question. After a night of partying, what are you doing going back to work?
I don't know, but one of the agents involved was Mark Connolly. He's the second in command on President Obama's security detail. Oh. That must make them feel so secure.
You know, I'd feel a lot safer with Gerard Butler, just saying.
Yeah, and the other agent was George Ogilvy, and he was a senior supervisor in the field office there in D.C. Yeah. So
see, one of the things that gets me about this is that, you know, if you're going to be lucky enough, and I'm going to say that, lucky enough to serve at the White House.
Oh, right. Isn't that such a gift? Like, who wouldn't?
Okay.
Right?
Well, I don't care if you're a Secret Service agent, a valet, if you're a maid, if you're in housekeeping, if you're in the kitchen. I mean,
whomever.
Every position in the White House is a coveted, respected position.
Sure.
what the hell are you all doing acting like this in and around that position? I don't understand.
Exactly.
It's bad enough that we have the man we have in the Oval Office, but we have to suck that up because we voted him in, apparently.
It doesn't matter about the man. You respect the office.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know, ever since all these people have been, hopping in and taking shots and flying drones and all this other stuff, and then to find out that the guy flying that drone into the White House yards, he's another government official as well.
Oh, my gosh. Well, this is the latest embarrassment for this agency. I mean, in the last 6 months... In the last 6 months alone, they've, forced out several top agency officials, including the former director, Julian Pearson.
Right.
And there's been revelations of multiple security... Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Multiple security breaches. I said multiple. See, whenever I say multiple now, we have to play that. See?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, multiple security breaches. In September, a Texas man was armed with a knife, and he was able to climb a White House fence and run deep into the executive mansion before being apprehended. What if little Malia was in the hallway or something? Going to the game room or going to the bathroom or something.
Who's Melita?
Malia Obama is the daughter.
All right.
One of the daughters.
I thought he caught a coffee maker walking through the halls.
No, it's one of the little girls. But I mean, imagine though, it's still their house.
Oh yeah, I know.
They're in their jammies and stuff playing, and this nutcase with a knife comes running through their house.
Yeah,
that's their job, not to let stuff like that happen.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
My understanding is you keep the first family isolated from everything possible.
Right.
Because anything is potentially a threat.
True, but unfortunately it still is working offices as well in the White House. The living quarters are, just a part of what the White House encompasses. The press room alone, somebody can go to a press junket there and hide until everybody leaves, and then they have access to the White House because it's in the same place. It's just... Yeah.
So that's some kind of special. We'll give it that
right.
for sure.
So we need to better security for the powers that be. Because who's the vice president?
Biden.
Yeah. Do we want him in office if something happens?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, I would.
Oh, we'll see then.
See, I always thought that he should have been number one, and J.R. Prez there be number two. Cause
wow, I was just not to digress, but I was watching Obama on the television with the sound off. And
right, yes, this is interesting, folks. Listen to this.
I was watching with the sound off, and I was just amazed at what a caricature he is, and how much he has changed since he was elected the first time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, too, because just earlier today, in reviewing some research for this show, I came across a video from his campaign in 2007, and he was saying what he was going to do when he was in office, and then at the end he says, "I'm president," or "I'm Barack Obama," and I approve this message.
Change.
No, I approve this message.
Okay.
And so he's doing his thing, and I'm like, wow, yeah. That's the young, idealistic guy that we voted for?
Right.
Where the hell is he now?
Right. And now you see him, 7 years later now?
Oh, hell, it wasn't even that. It was a month later.
Oh, okay. Well, 7-something years later, and he's gray, and he's looking much more dignified, but he's also looking uneasily much more relaxed. And I think that's what bothered me most of all.
Oh.
He was just like hanging out, whatever he was talking about, because I had the sound off. I was doing other things. Having a good time. And it wasn't like, an interview like with Ellen, something casual and funny. It was a press interview.
Right.
Some serious topic. And he looked seriously relaxed and, casual. I can't, he had a swagger I can't even describe,
Well, politically speaking, he's done.
That's, what's funny you say that, because that's what occurred to me. The first thing I thought was, well, he's leaving. He doesn't care anymore.
Yeah,
he's just enjoying it now and hanging out.
I've been saying it for months on my shows that he's done. The most important thing on his docket right now is golf. It's not the Ukraine or Iran or any of that.
Right.
No.
Yeah, well, it's scary. It shows in the shut off the next time you see him on the TV, shut off the sound and see if you agree or not.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to miss anything.
Right. But yep, that is very, very interesting and scary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got another special story.
We do.
And this is helmet special too. No heartwarming special, just helmet special. Dang nabbit.
Okay.
Drone legislation. We actually have, domestic drone legislation in the U.S. now.
Yeah, for remote control airplanes. And,
yeah, right? Because we don't have those.
Stuff I've been playing with since the 70s.
Exactly, right, exactly.
Toys, actually, they were called before they were called drones.
Right. There's proposed legislation in 43 states, and 9 states have already enacted the passing of such.
Including New York.
Right. Oh, yeah, New York's like heavy duty with it, too,
banned.
obviously.
Absolutely no exceptions. Just nope. Nothing.
Right. Yeah. Now, in New Mexico, the legislation died when it got to committee. North Dakota killed it. New Hampshire killed it. There's a 2-year moratorium that was enacted about it in North Carolina. So there's a lot of states that are, Oklahoma, they really could care less. They killed it.
Well, they're toys.
Well, not
but
the $7 million drones like we saw on the TV earlier.
The $7 million drones? The terrorists don't have those. Only
but
we have
the Saudis
those.
have tons of money. They can get those.
Oh, so the Saudis are behind Al Qaeda?
Absolutely.
No, the Americans are.
Well, okay, the Americans and the Saudis.
The Saudis are behind ISIS?
The Saudis are behind everything. They control all the money in the Middle East. Sorry, royal family.
Right, and ISIS, those ISIS employees there out in the desert making the videos are getting about $40 a day.
They're not doing it for that, though. The people with the money are there. They look up to them as like, and whatever they say to do, these saps will do, and think they're doing it because they're going to go and have 40 virgins and live a happy eternal life and all this stuff for Allah, Allah. So that's not true. And just another little sidebar because I'm just full of them. The 2 teenage girls that 6 months ago ran away and joined ISIS, and I was telling Gia about it earlier. We were cracking up. They were 14 and 16 at the time. 6 months later, they're both knocked up and begging their parents to come home. No joke, folks. No joke. Look it up for yourselves.
Knocked up?
Uh-huh.
But the jihadists, those extreme fundamentalists, they don't...
Yeah, and they just love and think so highly of white Western women. So, of course, how did they expect to be treated when they got there? Except gang raped and thrown in the kitchen. Really? They expected to dress up like expected to dress up like Lara Croft and traipse through the desert, and that's not what happened.
Lara Croft wasn't a Muslim, but it's funny, but they probably thought, their hole's their choice and equality mattered over there.
Exactly.
Right.
They just don't have a clue. So I just think it's ironic that 6 months later they're learning reality firsthand.
Well, you know what? It's not ironic. It is laughable, and I'm gonna say that till the end because all these kids, mine included, need some straightening out and some goddamn lessons about life. They just do.
True enough.
So, right on.
Right on.
Her holes, her passport. Go for it.
Right on. Well, that's another thing. How do 14-year-old decide to get a passport?
Well, the parents have to sign for it.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. What, you're surprised?
Yeah, but I mean, once you sign for it so you can take your kids like on international trips and stuff, you keep them and you lock them in the safe. The kids don't have access after that to
these girls, I'm sure, would have told their parents they're going to go and join ISIS.
I don't know. I don't know because from what I read initially, there was, a great search for them. How did they get out of the country? How did they do all this stuff? And they're not the only ones. There's a whole thing going on now that teenagers en masse are running to join ISIS.
When you get told what to do at home and you have things that you have to do to be accountable and you have responsibilities and you don't like that, ISIS can seem pretty appealing.
I guess so.
You get out in the middle of the desert there, you get
behead anybody you want.
Get an AK-47.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pluses to that.
Yeah, they get a goat is what they get when they get there. They don't get an AK-47. They don't get anything cool like that. They get a goat.
They get the goat scream.
That's right. Right. So further on in the special, though, that's just what I had to, in the special. And this drone bill now, because we got off track a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, according to the ACLU, like I said, it's already passed in 23, passed in 9 and 23, they're considering it. And, but the more cool states, the ones that are laid back and you don't see the big news about them. They're like, no, we have more important things.
Oregon, Seattle, California.
A lot of the southern states as well. Alabama. Believe it or not, Alaska is all on board. There's a task force getting ready to be set up in Alaska. But they have to. They're so close to, they have so much other stuff going on from so many other places that they're, susceptible to. So they've been taken advantage of by lots of places, Not so much now that it's being more inhabitable.
When Sarah Palin said Russia's just over there, she didn't mean like just over there.
Well, I'm also thinking of Japan, not to mention the interest that Russia has in Alaska and has always had in Alaska. But
what the hell is a drone going to do me in Alaska with Japan?
Well, what I'm saying is they set up, they live there, and they move there. It's complete wilderness. They can do whatever they want there. And to launch a drone from Alaska to Washington or Alaska to LA or something, it's a lot easier. They're not concerned about pictures or surveillance or any of that crap. They're talking about.
Let me clarify something here, because there's something that you and probably most of the listeners out there don't understand. These remote control things, they're controlled by a radio transmitter. The radio transmitter has, on a good day, about a 5-mile range. You're
so you take a boat and you cruise down the Pacific coast, and you park off Catalina or somewhere, and you fly or whatever. I mean, there's, like I said, they have reason to have a serious thing about it. There's a lot of things that the U.S. government has in Alaska that they don't want people to know about. And the drone laws need to be enacted for the sake of protecting the government's secrets in Alaska.
Okay.
Not to mention what they're doing with, oil and the
I'll go with that.
But stuff like that
the drones that the Americans launch in the Middle East and that fly across borders and that, they're all GPS controlled and completely different than the remote control airplanes we're talking about.
All right. Well, you are the ones saying remote controlled airplanes. The legislation that's being passed are for real drones, the serious ones. Not like we buy Tristan.
No, they're talking about the DJI camera frickin' drone.
In New York, but not the rest. Not this whole entire encompassed legislation.
Okay.
So there you go. But, the point of the matter is this is a new territory, kind of like what internet was when internet first came out, and how we can't really police the internet and stuff like that, because, now they're going to have to do what? Designate airspace for drones and RC things, and, it's going to get tougher and tougher. So they're going to wind up banning everything now because they're afraid of explosives. If you can get a little tiny packet of C4 in one of those things and crash one into something, boom, there you go. Mm-hmm. And that's a really scary thing. Because, you can be just anybody and walking around with these and, and doing these and launching. It's a scary thing now.
You might be just anybody with a drone, but where are you going to get the explosives? Not just anybody gets explosives.
Right, but what I'm saying is, especially now, not to go back to the old story, but to go back to the last story, the teenagers that are being recruited to stay within the country. For ISIS and all those other terrorists, because it's not just ISIS that's recruiting or has been recruiting.
Right.
So, they're worried now that, they'll walk around just like everybody else. They're college students on campus and whatnot, messing around with these things. And, that's next, in other words. They're trying to prevent something that might come about. Do I agree on that score? Yes. Do I agree entirely? No, because you can't get some shots without drones, and we're in trouble if we can't get those shots. We have to go back to the hard, difficult way, or CGI, right? Those beautiful aerial shots and all those things.
There's no CGI for aerial. You got to rent the $500,000 helicopter.
Oh, okay, well then you got to do the helicopter thing, right? Whereas drones took care of that. Because you didn't have to.
Right, but my point is kind of, if you're going to rent a helicopter to go and attack and blow up something, you're going to rent a jet fighter to go and attack and blow up something.
I'm talking about film now. I'm not on the war. I'm talking about film now.
Well, I know.
Yeah, because I said I don't care about, this legislation is necessary for the terrorism thing. But it's screwing up the film industry. That's my point.
Well, it might be screwing up the film industry, but it's not doing anything against the terrorism thing. Because like I said, if the terrorists really want to, they go rent a helicopter, just like the movie industry. They don't ban helicopters. You know what I mean?
Well, true, but they do ban airspace, and you have to, have a flight plan and do all that stuff that you don't have to have for a drone.
But as
now.
we've seen from 9/11, the response time was what, an hour and a half?
Well, I'm sure it's much improved now.
Oh, we'd like to think so.
We would like to think so, but also, again, with a drone that could, that can fly under the radar, there you go, right?
Okay.
So, right.
That's special.
That's special, and that
we're
is
5 minutes over, so...
That's our special segment. Yeah. It's just special. Right. We'll come back and we'll do Senseless next, and that's funny.
I'll remember to wear a helmet next time. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I stood outside assessing the situation. I knew it could be rough in there, but how rough, there was no way to know for sure.
Hey, guys.
Daddy, it's pink!
But hey, a new house, it's a blank canvas, and we got a great one, thanks to a really low mortgage rate from Navy Federal Credit Union.
Pink.
So she's a princess. You got a problem with that?
Hoorah! Hoorah!
4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Oh, yes. It's the smooth sounds of that funky kind of 7th Avenue thing. Yeah, sort of.
Spotlight on 7th Avenue.
There you go.
That's it. Well, this is the Spotlight, HTLA Radio 1, New York's newest offering. And it's supposed to be funny, damn it. We're working on it.
Right, so lighten up, Chica.
I have no sense of humor. That's why I'm the writer.
Yes, you do. You are comic gold. Are you kidding me? That whole OUI segment was awesome.
That was just me, just being me. I'm much funnier in my brat mode, though.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. I get that.
There you go.
Okay, well.
Right.
When we come back from our next commercial break, I'll spank you publicly on the air.
No!
With a nice big
No.
principal's paddle.
No, we're going to continue the line that we were talking about. We actually have a new segment, and it's called The Senseless, and it kind of carries on that Helmet Special segment a bit, but yeah. We got just one more ISIS story because, well, they're special and they're senseless and so many other S words I can think of. And
succulent.
That's not one of them. But, the thing about the children now being recruited as executioners in these videos is just sickening and appalling. And senseless is the best way to describe it. Full stop. Look at their outfits. I'm looking at this outfit, and if there's any ISIS people out there listening, you really need a stylist because, that's just crazy. You're wearing camo dresses. I just don't get it.
Camo dresses.
They're camo dresses with backpacks and beanies. And, you look as stupid as your cause is. Sorry.
It's time for Dalib the Explorer.
They need some shoes. Seriously, though. And in this video, there's this poor little boy, and he's already vacant. He can't be more than, 11, 12. He's vacant. He's just vacant. And, whomever the guy is next to him. And now they're saying that both of these terrorists are from France, that this was actually filmed in France and shot in France, his execution.
I see they're mentioning James Foley and Stephen Sotloff again.
Yes, because these are all part of the media releases that these guys are doing. And, they're going after Jews. They're headed for Jerusalem. They're seen on the video and heard in French. There's an actual translator there saying about how they're praising the terrorist attacks in France and all that kind of stuff like that. But, and now with the Nigerian group joining ISIS, the same group that kidnapped the 200 schoolgirls a month ago.
Yep.
I think it is time to do what you said, and I'm sorry, Angie. I just have to go along with my husband here and nuke Africa. It's just got to be done. Bye-bye.
Well, actually,
See ya.
I've kind of come up with a little more pointed strategy now.
Okay, good. Yeah, because we can't lose South Africa. No. And we can't lose,
because the world's going to be way worse off without those guys.
What are we going to do without? We need Morocco, too.
Well, just in this little passage of time here that you've been talking about this, it actually dawned on me, and we are in the senseless segment, it dawned on me that, ISIS as a whole is getting worse and worse and worse in the things that they do and in the people that they target, and now they're all against the Jews and everything else.
Yeah,
and they're going.
That was new. I thought it was just us.
Well, yeah. This is I'm kind of a little butt hurt here because it was all about kill the American infidel.
Yeah.
Well, now France is getting all the attention,
We have
and
nothing anymore.
now the Jews are getting all the attention.
It's crazy.
Well, you know what I think it is. I think because I've seen it more and more around here. We're Muslims are immigrating here like there's no tomorrow. Like I swear, probably a new 200,000 a day are coming into this city, and it's just where the hell are they all coming from?
And
like,
how are we letting them in? And what's going on with that whole thing?
This
is New York, people.
Here's the question: why?
Yeah.
Would you let them in? Now, I keep hearing this. Oh, well, not all Muslims are like this.
No, they're not.
We're all peaceful. Well, then here's your deal.
Islam's a beautiful religion.
No, I've worked it out. Here's your new deal. Instead of nuking Africa, here's my solution. I'm going to give all Muslims out there a bracket of 6 weeks from today. So you have until we do episode 6 of this show, Muslims out there. All of you Muslims, actually, that I'm talking to are the ones who, oh, that's not us. They're their own thing. Don't blame us. We're peaceful. I'm giving you peaceful sons of you-know-whats 6 shows to eradicate
the rest of them.
All the rest of them, because you know who they are. Don't say they don't, because
Excellent.
in all
That's
of these,
kind of like a Mel Gibson ransom turning the tables thing.
well,
Ooh.
you know, I've been watching one heck of a lot of documentaries on Iran,
I know you
Iraq,
have.
Syria,
I've seen your list.
Jordan, Israel,
I've seen your list.
Afghanistan,
Yep.
and the problem in all of those places is the same problem as we have right here in America, and that is we don't know who the enemy is. But you know what? By God,
They do.
and any U.S. commander who has overseen an area of Afghanistan or Iran or Iraq can agree with me on this point, because I know this holds true everywhere they are. The Muslims tell them when the U.S. troops go into a town and take it over and say that, you know, we're going to protect you from the Taliban or Al-Qaeda or whoever it is, we're going to protect you, but you need to give us information. The response always is, we can't talk to you, because if we talk to you, then,
They'll
you know,
kill us.
as soon as you leave, the Taliban will just come and kill us.
Right.
Well, I'm putting it all on you guys. You guys go and eradicate your problem, because these people,
very true.
you stop and think about this from a liability aspect for a second. These people are using your name
Right.
and committing all these crimes against humanity all
Your
over the world.
religion's name, right.
They're using your religion's name. They're using your name. They're making you look bad. They're making me want to kill you.
Right.
And that's not a
point.
good thing.
No.
So I will give you until episode 6. You fix this.
Right.
You go and you know who they are. You know where they are. Don't say you
Great
don't.
point. Cheers.
We know you know.
Yeah, it's a great point.
You go and deal with this problem. Get it done in 6 weeks. If you need any funding or weapons, let us know.
Right.
End of problem.
Right. And that's something along the lines of what I had said in one of my other shows a few shows back. I don't know if it was on Straight Talk or I was very vehement and very vocal about the gang issue.
That was straight talk, yeah.
Yeah, because I had read about the poor couple who just made a wrong turn in L.A. and got shot at, you know, and the little girl is murdered and dead and all this stuff because they made a wrong turn in my country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my country, you know, in a state that I visit a lot, in a town that I visit a lot, and I wasn't okay with that.
Well, and you know, I do have to point out that 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago
I
now,
know, the governor.
Governor Schwarzenegger asked for help dealing from the federal government, help dealing with the 400,000 gang members currently in just that city at that time.
Can you say senseless? Yes. So this is what I'm saying is the same thing that I had proposed there. You know, I love that idea, though. It was like Mel Gibson's Ransom. If anyone had seen that film where he went on the air and said, I'm not paying your ransom. I'm going to offer it as a reward for your head.
Well,
if you don't bring my kid back.
That's what I'm saying. If these Muslims are so sick and tired of having to be labeled terrorists and well, you look like a terrorist, you smell like a terrorist, you eat the same food as a terrorist. The only thing you're missing is your AK, and you could have that under your dress. What do you expect from us?
Right. And you know, that's excellent point. Excellent point. So, yeah, but that's what I said. Same with the gang members, though. If you wear gang colors out in public, you're getting shot on sight because we don't want to put up with your stuff anymore.
No.
And if you're mothers, you don't want to see your kids get killed, then don't let them out of the house wearing gang colors. Full stop. End of story.
There you go.
That's it. It's on you. You know, but we're not putting up with it anymore. So, you know, we collectively as a country need to stand up and say we're not putting up with it anymore. Mm-hmm. So if you want to walk outside and you want to wear the colors of a gang and anybody sees you, you're going to get shot on sight because we're going to not let you kill any more of our family members.
Right.
And do your stuff. You know,
right.
Now, unfortunately, we can't identify all criminals as easily as we can, you know, potential terrorists or gang members. But, you know, there's got to be a way.
Well, and as for those 16-year-olds that are trying to flee the U.S. and going to join ISIS, I think they should get mandatory life sentences instantaneously.
Well, kids are stupid, and they do stupid things, like the 2 girls that are knocked up and begging to come home. Now they learned their lesson.
But
you know
what? I was stupid when I was a kid, and I didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
but
you know what?
You and I had a different moral compass than most people because for whatever it was, we had some guiding impulse. You know, and but we're lucky. You know, that's not everybody's experience. So we can't really blame them either. We have to give everybody, you know, When you're young is the time to make mistakes. You know, it's not the time to be perfect. It's the time to make mistakes.
Well, you know, if a kid goes out and murders somebody, you can't take that mistake back. Once
No,
the bullet's
you
out of
can't.
the gun, it's
True enough.
They're dead.
True enough. But again, it's on the parents to, you know, provide what the kid needs to ensure they don't have a need to do that either. And if you can't give that to your child, don't have them. That's a whole nother story.
Well, then put the parents in jail for
Here's another senseless stupidity, and no drugs involved as far as we can see. But a nutbag 32-year-old mother in Florida. Yeah, of course, Florida.
Shut up.
Yeah.
His mothers are
Woke.
hot.
Please. All right, she was kind of cute. But anyway, she's tattooed from neck to nuts, and, you know, she's...
Yes, in Florida, the women do have nuts.
Yeah, seriously. She woke her 8-year-old up from a nap, and at shotgun point made him jump out the second-story window because the serial killers were coming. And then jumped out the window herself. She called the cops beforehand. But in her,
good.
In her infinite paranoid schizophrenic state, you know... and we spoke about this on Straight Talk, too. You need a license to drive a car.
Mm-hmm.
I need a permit to carry a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I need a library card, for God's sakes, to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody has to be tested before they can have kids
and
raise kids. There's no parameters. Anybody can do it.
It's awful serious for a light side show.
Well, it is true, but it's senseless. We're talking about the senseless side of things, right?
That's true.
And this is all senseless to me. So, but I like your solution. I like my solution, by gum. And yes, and that's it.
And if you'd like to vote for either one of our solutions, you can do so by emailing producer at HTLARadio1.com.
That's right. Leave corporate out of it.
Yeah, and or you can also tweet us because we got the tweeters up and we're ready to go. Tweeting time,
Tweet,
of course.
tweet.
Yeah. So yeah.
At HTLA SpotLight.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I was waiting for you to say yes.
Well, I did at the beginning of the show.
You're just overwhelmed with the funny. On to the next funny, though. And this is all you, because you've done like a month and a half of coffee and cigarettes. You might as well have been there.
I've been your embedded reporter.
Yes. So, yes. Please do speak to us of the senselessness of the ratio and the ridiculousness when people say about the racial stuff in Ferguson, because now it's my understanding that the town is like 96% black or something.
No, 83.
83% black. So everybody's complaining about, you know, the amount of black people in that town that get arrested and go to jail and get pulled over. And, well,
Well, this is the thing. With the media, you know, they always go with the numbers that work for them.
It's the law of averages.
And, you know, currently the numbers that they're pulling out of Ferguson's butt there and you know, aggrandizing as like there's no tomorrow is, you know, the Department of Justice's report that 73% of all convictions or arrests ending in convictions were black people in the county of Ferguson.
Right.
Well, there's a reason for that. When there's 89% of the population of that county is black, well, it's just the law of averages. Of course, you're going to have a higher arrest ratio from the racial group that makes up the majority of the population.
Absolutely. Duh.
You know, if the population was 100% black in that particular county, what do you think the incarceration and arrest rate would be?
That's exactly right.
It's not what they're, you know, the media takes this and they're like, oh, yes, it's racial profiling, and they're just going after the blacks. And even the Department of Justice agrees. Look at the numbers. They're staggering.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't look at the whole picture.
Yeah. Let's go to Tijuana and see how many Mexicans get arrested.
I bet you there would be a probably high percentage.
I agree. I think so, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about all the arrests made in Chinatown and San Francisco? Do you think there's a high Asian
or in New York,
arrest rate?
Right. And what about if let's go to Florida and make sure that, you know, people aren't, you know, profiling the elderly or anything.
Exactly.
Right. Because that would be wrong. We have to stop the elder profiling. That's my new cause. Elder profiling. That's it. That's my new cause. Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Even the old people have been the bane of my existence since I was born. I have terrible luck with old people. I had an 85-year-old man hit me and run once, and I've just had terrible luck with old people.
He hit you and walkered away.
No, he hit me in his tank of a car from 1953 is what he did. But
well, that's true.
Yeah. But anyway.
Poor
that's
guy, he had
okay.
no seatbelt.
I would have never met you otherwise, so it's all worth it.
Or airbags.
Right. They didn't have airbags in 53 tanks.
No.
No. I had it in my little Nissan, though. Thank goodness. I wouldn't have been here to meet you. But
there you go.
So that's another senseless and ridiculous.
Well, you know, the whole thing with Ferguson right from the get-go.
Right.
The entire thing.
The whole
The
entire
very
thing.
beginning
Yeah.
has been nothing but a media-fed frenzy of idiocy.
It was like a slow news week, and they just jumped on it, panting and humping.
But here's the thing, and this is something that black people don't think about. But the media, who's run by white people, has actually made you go out and get T-shirts made that say Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Clearly, if you have to make a T-shirt that says Your Life Matters, it clearly doesn't.
Trouble. Yeah, you got some troubles.
So the man has actually made you come out and publicly illustrate the fact that you don't matter.
Right. Yeah. It's
And-
just
and
not
then
even
they've-
aware.
and then
Make you
they've-
wreck your own town.
And then they've glorified and sensationalized the fact that you go in level shoe stores and sell the shoes on eBay.
Oh, God. Did they do that?
They did that.
Oh, Lord. You see what I mean? That's just beyond senseless.
This is the media using that black group as a tool to their own ends.
Right.
That's what that is.
Yeah. They don't even see it. You know, it's just like the feminists, though, and the pay equality thing. You know, let's keep that going because it generates stuff. You know, but it's never going to happen. You know, it's never going to happen. Yeah. You know, it's just not. Give up already. God. Let the man bring home the bacon and you fry it up in the pan and just be happy with that.
Game over, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Going for our next commercial break. When we come back, what's up?
Spectacular!
Oh, yeah. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
I stood outside assessing the situation. I knew it could be rough in there, but how rough, there was no way to know for sure.
Hey, guys.
Daddy, it's pink!
But hey, a new house, it's a blank canvas, and we got a great one, thanks to a really low mortgage rate from Navy Federal Credit Union.
Pink?
So she's a princess. You got a problem with that?
Hoorah!
4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis.
And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out, we never style, we never go out of style. Take me
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Oh, yes. There's the
No.
7th Avenue Spotlight on the old show here tonight. On the HTLA premiere, actually, tonight of the Spotlight.
Right.
We are premiering it, of course, for this Wednesday, the 11th of March, 2015. And do you know, it's still 51 degrees in Central Park right now in Clear.
Woohoo!
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, yeah.
We could even have blossoms and stuff in a month or two.
Oh, my gosh. Don't even tease. Just don't. Don't tease. I have a short sleeve shirt on today and flats and no socks and boots.
There you
I
go.
was very happy today.
This is your Fat Kate Fashion Update brought to you by...
Yes. You have no idea. It's so exciting.
All right. Well, we're back, and you are listening to Kate and Crash on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. And we're moving into segment 3 now of the show,
Right.
and that is the Spectacular.
Right, and I have to say, I have a story first quickly that is the epitome of what the Spotlight is meant to be, really.
The epitome?
Yes. My love. Yes. Yes, this is the epitome of the special and the senseless and the spectacular Spotlight that we've got for you tonight.
I love it.
Yes. Woman lets God drive car. God immediately runs down guy on motorcycle. Yes. That's right. We need the canned laughter for this show, too. We do. Absolutely. But, yeah, a woman who smashed into and ran over a motorcyclist in Fort Wayne, Indiana, told police she let God drive her car. You know, she ran down 47-year-old Anthony Oliveri, leaving him with serious injuries, but ecstatic to be alive. Right. Yeah.
Well, I guess he's trying to convert another one.
Right. Priyanda Hill, 25, also rammed the back of a Ford pickup truck before running her 2006 Pontiac Grand Prix off the road into a median next to a Rally's Burger restaurant, according to the police report. So, yeah. But she was charged with failing to stop after an accident, criminal recklessness, and 2 counts of criminal mischief. I think it should be attempted murder myself, but there you go.
How can it be criminal if it's religious, though?
Yeah, he's a, yeah, well, there you go. She said, according to police, they found her at the Rally's fast food joint. She told him that she was driving along normally on Jefferson Boulevard when out of nowhere, God told her he'd take it from here. And she let go of the wheel and let him take it.
She's probably listening to that Trisha Yearwood song.
It's Carrie Underwood, and it's called Jesus Take the Wheel.
There you go.
There you go.
See, I know my country.
That's right. She said she was doing no more than 20 miles an hour at the time, but the impact knocked his riding boots off his feet and sent him sprawling helplessly on the pavement. So, yeah. This is bad news.
See,
for
that
this
could have
poor
happened
guy.
to Jax on Sons of Anarchy, and it would have been more believable.
It would have been than the ending Kurt wrote. Yeah, you dummy. Anyway. Right. So, he was, driving a 2001 Harley-Davidson motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but he was a lifelong motorcycling enthusiast who once built a motorcycle from scratch in his mom's garage.
Wow.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't the one he was driving, because then that would have been
Really heartbreaking.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so this is, like I said, the stories that we like to spotlight here on the Spotlight.
Yeah, that's more in line with what we're going for with the show. The other stuff we're just too damned used to, and we're sick of it, and so are you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, the car didn't crush his head. It just left him with broken ribs, a lacerated spleen, and bleeding kidney.
Oh, well, that's good. Let go and let God.
And neither one tested, positive for alcohol, but she was on prescription pain medicine Vicodin.
I was going to say tested positive for stupidity.
She did test positive for stupidity.
There you go.
Yes,
Heard it here first.
Right.
That's pretty spectacular.
And speaking of God, let's flip.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right. Let's flip the coin and talk about Craig James. He's a former New England Patriots football player turned sportscaster.
Oh yeah, big fan of his.
Yeah, me too, actually. And no, stop! I don't want you to go. No. Okay, so he's in the hot water because he's comparing gay marriage to the support of the amicus brief that 300 plus corporations, including teams of the NFL, have signed, trying to get the Supreme Court to, support the ban of same-sex marriage bans. Like, kick out the same-sex marriage bans.
But then when an
country.
NFL football player beats up his gay husband in an elevator, he's still going to get suspended. So what does it matter?
That's getting me more angry and more angry and more angry. Let me talk about more spectacular stupidity, right? I mean, since when is what you do in your private life now, cost you your job? Mm-hmm. Since when does a domestic dispute between husband and wife mean that you lose the ability to feed your kids and keep a roof over their head? It's between you. I remember
and if so,
a time.
Why doesn't the president get that and get kicked out of the Oval Office?
Well, let me tell you. I remember when I was a kid, and you'd see husband and wife arguing, and
sure.
you knew she was going to get her ass kicked when she got home. But what's the first thing that your spouse or your parent told you? Don't interfere. Just you never get between a husband and wife. Don't and you don't. And even in police academy,
yep,
it's the deadliest situation you can enter into.
Yes, it is.
Because the wife will kick your ass if you try and help her.
Mm-hmm.
So just stay the hell out of it. And we are not it's not our purview to police the nation and tell them to change the democracy. It's not our job to police our neighbors either.
No.
Because you don't know what their dynamic is. You could be spoiling the biggest fantasy night they've had. You have no friggin' idea.
That's true. It could be role playing.
That's right. So, that's just another whole thing. But so, yeah, let's not even go into then. They're all considering coming out now because the NFL is now supporting, gay marriage bans.
Mm-hmm.
The bans of the bans.
The bans of the banning.
Right, exactly.
Right.
The battle of the bands.
The ban.
Right. So anyway, Craig James compares the gay marriage support to Satanism of this amicus brief. And but he does have a point, and that the Taylors here are not religious, but
or gay,
but we do have some kind of sympathy towards what he says, because the truth of the matter is a locker room is a cohesive deal. A locker room is a place where everybody has a different belief system, but you just get along.
Sure, like it's always been. Yeah,
that's right. In my opinion. He says, I look forward to seeing now if management tells you and the coaching staff tells you that you better not say anything about the other side. You talk about implosion in the locker room. I know the believers I was with, my teammates, and I think he's talking about belief in God, and there were a lot of believers in that locker room that we wouldn't have been quiet for a moment. We'd have spoken up. What do you do when, your religion, and a lot of these football players, the white ones especially, come from the Midwest.
Right.
And they have these strong religious beliefs and stuff like that.
Sure.
And now if he doesn't support gay marriage, he can't be a football player because he's going to get kicked off his team, or he's going to get, suspended, like you said, and all this kind of stuff.
Right. But, honey, it's all about equality.
Well, that's the thing. And he says, if I were a current player in that locker room and my livelihood depended on me being quiet about my beliefs or losing my job because of my belief system, I worry, I wonder, he said. So that's Satan working on us. And isn't it? Now, that's the part that I agree with, and I'll tell you why. Because if we're no longer allowed to speak about what we feel is wrong, then there's carte blanche for anybody to just do what they want. Now,
well, this is what I don't understand about the whole free speech argument. There is no argument. It's free speech. Whether you like it or you hate it, it's free.
Right. It's not just for you guys. Yeah, it's not just for you guys. It's for if I don't like you guys either. And, here's another spectacularly stupid thing. That whole frat thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. You tell me how many black people were in that frat?
None.
Exactly. So why can't they sing a song about not liking black people?
Freedom of expression.
My husband's Irish and I'm English, and we're mortal enemies by blood.
History, yeah.
But, if I want to go off and make fun of his little leprechaun and all that, it's my purview to do that.
She can. My master plan is actually to breed the English out of her.
Exactly. Prima nocta. We've got it all figured out. But, the point of the matter is it's my right to do so if I choose to do so.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me that I can't make fun
of
the Irish.
And here's the other thing, though. There's a level of respect, and there's a level of respect, and there is a level of understanding. Your whole family's English. I don't see them coming to me with pitchforks and torches, ready to string me up because I'm the little Irish bastard. I don't see a bunch of my Irish kin brethren coming and beating the snot out of you and wanting to kill your family. No. Because there's a level of respect there, and it's like, okay, well, if you two love each other, we'll go with it. If you guys can get past the history in the past, that's what really matters because it pertains directly to you.
Yeah, I still own you anyway. So there you go.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the wall of leather straps?
That is cheating.
I win.
Yes.
Anywho,
right.
But that's what I'm saying. But with this whole black thing, and with the whole racism thing, and with the whole Islamic thing, and with the whole no American flag in American schools thing, and with the whole gay rights thing, and with the whole, the list goes on and on and on. But every single thing that comes under that bracket of PC,
right?
It's a simple lack of respect for any other view but their own, period.
Exactly. And I'm not, we've talked about this. Nobody else is allowed to not like anything anymore.
No.
That's it.
No. You have to like everything.
Well, guess what? We don't do the PC thing. So suck it. We don't like you. We're going to tell you we don't like you. Yes. And we like everybody until they give us a reason not to. We just don't, stick our fingers at target groups and say, we don't like any of you because that guy did that.
No,
we don't do that. We're more intelligent.
When it comes to gay marriage, and we talk to our gay friends and gay couples that are friends of ours,
right?
They say their say, and we say ours, and we have a nice conversation over dinner and drinks, and leave all in one piece because we're not all animals.
No, and they understand our position too.
Sure.
That we don't care if you're married, but I just have an issue that I'm not allowed to raise my child now traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
I have to explain the two mommies, two daddies thing, and I have to explain all this other stuff that I didn't have to do 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly.
And that's not fair to me either.
Exactly.
Right. So, why can't I do that if you can do that? And Easter's coming, and people have a problem with the white Easter bunny. They do.
More people have a problem with the Jewish holiday.
What, Passover?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
Yeah, well, neither do I. Well, why would we? We're not Jewish. It doesn't affect us.
Well, I happen to like
it's not
a lot
like
of
there's
things
people. There's not people in black
Passover.
uniforms with swastikas coming to our door, sitting down, making us observe Passover and go through the whole spiel.
No, but I'll tell you right now, the way this world is going, and with the gays and the racial stuff, it's next. Not only are we not going to be allowed not to like that, we're going to be forced to teach it or forced to do all this other stuff. Because
and I'm waiting for the day that they start implementing in schools the reading of the Quran.
Oh, that won't ever happen. See, I can't say that because now they've banned the American flag.
They banned the American flag in our own country? How can you not say that? There you go.
You Californians go, you need to really, come and hang out in New York for a while before you make decisions like that.
Yeah, talk to people in the know.
That's right. Not cool.
Well, anyway, our attempt at a funny show isn't happening. It's
it's just
all
so
angering.
Again. It's just so angering. It's angering. It makes me all angering. Well, I do. I'm going to fix this right now. Right now, by gum, I'm going to fix this because I actually have a heartwarming spectacular for the segment. I do.
Wow.
I do. It's heartwarming, but it's very sad at the same time. It's about, well, bittersweet. Heartwarming has to be in some part,
Well, we're going to have to wait 2 minutes for the heartwarming because we got to go for our third commercial break.
Okay.
But when we come back, it's going to be Heartwarming City.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And funny?
No.
No.
All right.
Yeah, well, we'll try
Later
again.
will be funny, though.
We'll try again next week. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis.
And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I stood outside assessing the situation. I knew it could be rough in there, but how rough? There was no way to know for sure.
Hey, guys.
Daddy, it's pink!
But hey, a new house, it's a blank canvas, and we got a great one, thanks to a really low mortgage rate from Navy Federal Credit Union.
Pink.
So she's a princess. You got a problem with that?
Hoorah!
4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce dryer bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
That's right.
Yes, we're back.
You listen to HTLA's own little black girl. We are the best talk in New York. We rock.
Yes, we do. And we're an equal opportunity employer, obviously.
I say equal opportunity destroyer, but that's just me.
That's what you say.
Welcome back to the show. Wednesday night Spotlight on HTLA Radio 1 New York, where it is still 51 degrees in Central Park and clear.
Right.
For this Wednesday, the 11th of March, 2015, on our premiere episode, trying oh so damned hard to be funny, and we just keep going serious.
Can't help it. Serious stuff.
I think we're too old for funny.
I doubt it. No, the older you get, the funnier you get. Unless you like the jackass funny.
You kind of can't kick me in the balls on the radio and have it translate well.
So, but the older you get, the more intellectually funny you get. So, we just haven't gotten there yet because there's nothing funny except for I gave God the wheel and he ran over a motorcycle guy.
Well, that was good.
See? And there's more like that. We just have to find it. We just have to find it.
We're going to
full of it.
leave no stone unturned out there to find you the absolute worst stories we can possibly find.
That's absolutely right, and we'll verify them too, because the premise of this show is, shining the light on the special and the senseless and the spectacular.
There you go.
So, that's what we're going to be doing. I have a little bitty spectacular that is actually heartwarming and not stupid or serious. Lily, she's a toddler, 18 months old, and sadly, Spanish Fork River in Utah, her 25-year-old mother, Jenny, drove off the road and landed upside down in a river.
Oops.
Yeah, and this poor baby, 18 months old, and as the mother of a 29-month-old, you can imagine my angst at the story.
Shock and awe.
Yeah. Landed upside down in the icy river, and the toddler stayed strapped in the car seat for 14 hours until rescuers, a passerby, saw the car and called.
What's this 14 hours off the road there? It looks like a pretty busy intersection. 14 hours? Nobody noticed this?
Well, it was at night, and it was an icy night, and...
oh, yes, ice makes it hard to see. That's right.
See, it's hard to see under the underpass. But anyway, the mom died in the crash, and the little girl stayed strapped upside down in her car seat for 14 hours. I mean, my son doesn't get a bottle for 3, and it's like holy terror. I can't imagine this poor child, that long. But thank God she was alive. She was critical when they took her out. The EMTs and rescue workers that arrived on the scene, they didn't even wait for the heavy machinery. They went down the ravine and flipped the car, 6 of them themselves.
Wow.
To get her out. Yeah.
Damn.
And, they turned the car on its side, found the infant with her eyes open, and, thank God, rushed her to the hospital. And it's been some days now, but she's recovered nicely. She's doing her nursery rhymes again and laughing. And the father just posted a video, showing everybody how well she's doing. And, we wish you all the best, baby Lily. And, it's going to be tough, but everything happens for a reason.
Well, that's funny. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's heartwarming, though.
Oh, right.
Miracles
I
happen.
didn't know we were... Oh, wait a minute. Where the hell are we? We're not doing heartwarming. Where's the heartwarming segment of this bloody show?
It's spectacular. That's a spectacular save,
Okay.
So
all right.
That's the kind of thing. It was just a spectacular good. I had to acknowledge that. It's a spectacular story of survival.
All right. There you go. Okay.
Right.
I'm with you.
Exactly. So there you go. The poor baby.
And how's the car doing?
Not so good. Car's gone. Total loss.
See.
But I know you're going to make funny out of our next and last segment. Now, every week we're going to spotlight a spotlight of awesome stuff. We have 2 today.
Spotlight of awesome.
Right, because, we've got to address the thing that everybody can't stop talking about the world over. And that is Hillary Clinton's emails.
Oh.
Yes. Hillary Clinton's emails. Did she or didn't she?
Did she or didn't she what?
Subject this country to national security exposure.
I kind of doubt it unless she was on Facebook.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, what is all the hoopla? Why did she use a private email service with clintonmail.com rather than a .gov account? So she has her own account. She has her own domain, clintonemail.com. Mm-hmm. Okay. She said she didn't want to carry around 2 smartphones. This happened in 2009, by the way.
She doesn't carry around 2 anything. She has assistants for that.
And who cares? You know? And listen, they're making a big deal out of the fact that in 2009, it was technically possible to run more than one email account off a single BlackBerry, don't you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But before 2014, the State Department security protocols prohibited officials from hosting personal email on BlackBerries. And they were permitted to use the BlackBerry's web browser only to check personal emails.
Which would mean they'd have to either sign up with a Google or a Yahoo, or they'd have to somehow IMAP route their email from their remote servers. Yeah, so.
All right. So, digital records suggest they used a Microsoft Corp Exchange server, which allowed users to log in through a unique website with a username and password. And as of Wednesday, the webpage was still accessible via the public internet.
Right.
All right. Yeah, so?
Yeah, I know. Still waiting for the shoe.
I
What?
know, exactly.
Okay.
Were all the emails on the server, are they still there? Well, she deleted emails related to personal things like yoga sessions or planning daughter Chelsea's wedding. Okay. Where's the military exposure? Where's the secrets national security breach? I'm waiting for it.
She was head of the State Department, wasn't she?
All right, let's spotlight this, folks. There's more important things. There's news. There's actual, oh my God, real news. Wow.
Yeah, but...
Do we really care?
Well, I still don't understand what the problem is, and I don't think I ever will.
All right.
Number one, first and foremost, you know, there's policies and procedures in place, especially with these high-ups in the government, especially anybody who works in dealings with the White House, that anything classified or top secret is printed off on paper and in special little files that get handed from one assistant to another until ultimately it reaches the person it's supposed to get to. It doesn't break the chain. They're certainly not going to be photocopying and sending off top secret documents through email, personal or otherwise, because let's not forget, government servers are just as easy to hack as public ones. So it doesn't matter if she's using her government account or her personal one. It doesn't matter if she's using her government one. She's still not going to be putting out anything top secret.
I know. Right.
So then what is the problem? Is it the problem that we're paying her 6 figures a year? Being the head of the
really? Still?
Well, when she was doing the head of the State Department thing, absolutely.
Oh, I guess, yeah, okay.
So we're paying her 6 figures a year to use her government email? What's the problem with that? We have that in a place for a reason. She needs it.
Right. Yeah. It is stupid. I know. It's just like crazy. They act like, she was just using like an Outlook.com mail or Facebook direct mail.
Well, the other thing is that the way they're presenting this, they're almost seeming to present this in a way that she was caught doing something illicit, like browsing porn sites or signing up for dating websites or something when no actual allegations exist. So why are we talking about it?
Exactly. So that's the spotlight on the stupendousness of this country that we have to waste media stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just crazy. I hear you.
I just don't get it. I think this whole thing is just a prelim to the campaigning coming up. That's all.
I guess
it's to get her perceived
right.
Get her perceived as being down in the polls because of the email
and then
scandal.
Prove her integrity
and
is
then
intact.
Prove that integrity, and then have the big comeback and time for a change.
Right.
See,
you said it.
It's just all positioning and posturing, and everybody's eating it up like, oh my God, she's horrible, and she's no different than any other politician out there. I'm sorry.
I know. Yeah.
What do you want complete reports of what the politicians do with their money that we pay them to do their jobs?
Well, we could have something like I have on Twitter. There's you can go to @KatesPWatch, and that is on Twitter. And There you will find updates of whenever I pee. It's funny, wasn't even...
That has not been updated in 4 years. Good luck.
Not 4 years, 29 months. That was instituted when I was pregnant with my son Tristan, and I peed every 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? That's when we started doing that.
That was a failed publicity stunt that we should have forgotten long ago.
I didn't. I still follow Kate's Pee Watch. I'm interested to know when I pee. Right. There you go. Speaking of pee, though, our final Spotlight story of the evening, and this one should be in the Spotlight because it spotlights an issue that we have to take seriously now because it's going to become something that it's not intended to become. It's going to become something very bad and evil and satanic and dirty and terrible.
My God, you almost sound religious.
Yes. So, on a bar stool,
Mm-hmm.
in the front seat at a truck stop, on a filthy floor. Oh, I know, on a table in a food court. In a parking lot. New parents have done it everywhere, and of course we're talking about changing diapers.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So, you're away from home, you need to change the baby, and there's nowhere to do it. Well, there's a celebrity that's taking up the cause and hitching his star to this particular wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Actor, entrepreneur, and super dad Ashton Kutcher. So he took to Facebook earlier this week to complain about the difficulty in finding a changing table in public restrooms, specifically men's restrooms. Okay. And yes, so far he's received 10,000 comments and 230,000 likes on his Facebook page. #BeTheChange.
See now, did you ever think?
Right.
Did you ever think? Anybody listening to the sound of my voice right now, did you ever think that you would ever in a million freaking years be getting behind an initiative of more changing tables in men's bathrooms
for babies
supported by Kelso? Just think about that for a minute.
Very true. But this isn't his first cause. And here's the dichotomy and the weirdness of it all. He supports UNICEF, people with disabilities, and charities that fight child sex trafficking. Now, you had made an interesting point over dinner when we were speaking earlier.
Well, always be it for me to be the bad guy, but I'm sorry, it's just the way I see the world. I saw your little story about Kelso here getting behind the baby changing tables in men's bathrooms initiative. And the first thing that I thought to myself was, oh, great. So he's going to do that, make it mandatory that in men's bathrooms everywhere, from your local McDonald's right on through to your state and federal government offices, we'll have to have changing tables in all the men's bathrooms. Quick question.
Right.
How many pedophiles do you think are going to start hanging around men's bathrooms?
Good question.
That would make men's bathrooms like titty bars to men like me. And here's the beauty, folks. You don't even have to pay a cover.
Nope.
You don't have to drink once you're in there, and you don't have to stick dollar bills in the diapers.
No,
it's all absolutely free. So you're telling me that all these sickos out there aren't going to be sleazing around every bathroom that they can get their little mitts into.
I know.
Oh, but then we can't ban the sickos from the bathrooms because, A, we can't identify them because the sex offender list is really ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't wear gang colors.
Can't identify them. They could be your next door neighbor.
Probably.
And
probably are.
But then you're going to have new instances, though. Think about this. You're going to have instances of men gang beating other men who may have a glance misinterpreted.
Oh,
you looked at the baby's ass. I'm going to kill you now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. How many of these lynchings are we going to go through?
Wow.
It's just going to snowball into one giant FU. And do the babies make out on this? No. Yeah. Are they? No. What the hell's wrong with changing in your car, in the privacy of your car, in the back seat of the car? The sickos aren't going to come stand by your window because then you're going to ask the question, gee, what the F are you doing standing by my window? Oh, well, I'm a pedophile and I'm trying to look at your baby's ass.
Right.
No. You don't have that. So that to me is a safe place in public to change my baby.
Right.
To make a little separate place for them to change the baby. And what's wrong with America anyway? Why the hell are men changing babies?
Yeah, see, this is part of the whole entire problem that screws everybody up and everything up. And no, I ain't going there. But I'm telling you.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I'll change, Tristan if he needs to be changed. But, I certainly am not. It's
that's
not
only
a
if
job
I'm not
for me.
home
it's not,
or
right.
if I'm busy or he's not with me or, exactly.
And in our situation, almost ever, when is he not with you?
Yeah. Right, never, because that's my job.
Well, there you go. So there is no
I
problem,
have a
but-
migraine and you change them, that's it.
Well, there isn't a problem, but now there's a problem because all the women are out working and getting their own lives and building their own assets at 70% of what men do. And that's all great. So that's worth throwing the baby away and leaving the man to take care of it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I have a noun for you to go along with your bequeathment.
Oh.
Yeah, since it's almost time. It's called pussification. Yes, pussification. And it's the state in which a society becomes less and less tough. This noun's originator is the famous comedian George Carlin, where he said, "We are undergoing a pussification of our entire society." And how long ago did he say that?
Probably 1989.
A long time ago, because he's dead. So, but even he saw it coming. He saw it coming. And
Well,
here
sure,
it
because
is.
educated, smart people can.
Right.
Why do I go around angry all the time? It's not because my life sucks.
Better not be.
Well, no, because you suck.
I
go around angry all the time because I just cannot believe the absolute blatant lack of common sense and education level and
pussification.
Any kind of moral self-respect in America today. Full stop. Like, there's nothing.
Yes.
Oh, don't wear the American flag on these 5 days in school. Okay.
Exactly.
Like, where does it end? Why?
You can go to stoppussification.com.
Of course.
And you know what? This is a great blog because it kind of talks a lot about stuff that we talk about. Like they're talking about, where every Mark Twain book he's ever written, they're redoing every single one to remove the N-word. Because,
Yes, let's screw with literature now because we can't have that.
Right. Exactly. So, and...
well, I bet you the people that wanted to change that have never read the book. I'll say that.
Well, that's true, too. And dodgeball. They've taken dodgeball out of schools because, somebody might get hurt. I've been playing dodgeball since...
Oh, but it's funny, though. Games where you can get $1 million contracts like hockey, basketball, football, the absolute most heavy-duty contact sport there is, unless you go to rugby, which we don't do here and we don't pay millions of dollars a year for. Those are okay.
Yep,
but not
very
freaking
true.
dodgeball with a big, huge soft ball and just hits you in the head and makes you look like a dumbass. That's really what it is.
Yep.
Nobody
true
wants
enough.
to look like a dumbass
Nope.
anymore.
Well, and now that there's this movement, forget dodgeball, but that all the kids get a trophy when they play a team sport, so nobody feels bad or left out.
Oh, what's the point of playing?
Exactly. That whole mentality is detrimental to our children. They should learn early that losing doesn't make them losers. Giving up does. So, and I coached my daughter's soccer team when she was little, 7 years old, 6 or 7. And we didn't have point scoring, and all the kids got a trophy too. And I was so against it, it wasn't even funny. So it's just horrible. We're all pussified.
Well.
We are pussified, or now if you want to use the TV or radio friendly, we have to say wussification instead of pussification. But,
What, are we offending pusses somewhere?
I guess so. We're not allowed to say pussification. We have to say wussification.
Well, it's a good thing we're not on the air.
Yeah.
Speaking of not on the air, we are out of time.
Oh, what a shame now that I found this great stoppussification.com website. I think I want all my listeners to go and check this stuff out because there's immense truth in this website.
No, just change the show to Stop Pussification on HTLA Radio 1.
Oh, wow. That should be our motto. Re-pussifying the nation. Or something. De-pussifying it.
Thank
Okay. What's the opposite of pussification? Balsamation?
Manmanize?
I don't know. I think it should be another term I think it should be testicle termed.
Well,
So,
if it's puss, then it's got to be balls, yeah.
yeah. Ballsifying. There you go. We're going to bequeath the ballsifying to you.
I don't know. When I was in the rodeo circuit, everything was, what the hell was it? Cowboy the F up.
Cowboy up.
There you go.
All right. Cowboy up. That's it. Sounds good. Right. That's right. Well, as our time in the spotlight draws to a close, we'd like to thank our sponsors and supporters, the many people involved in the making of these stories we illuminate for you here each week. And they might hate us, they might love us, but they're still the news. We'd like to thank HTLA Radio 1 New York and, of course, our listeners, both loyal and new alike. Thank you. Be here with us next week as we shine the light on another series of special, senseless, stupid, and spectacular. And I hope you're just listening to the news and aren't making some yourself. Good night, everyone.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.